so happy that you are here today. It's a beautiful day. I'm excited about the springish weather. The longer the better for our blazing heat, right? Okay. Let's start our meeting. As you know, or may not know, we do, oh, excuse me. Oh, silence your phones, people. Okay? Okay, that was just a dumb joke. Okay, anyway. We record our meetings. We were doing Zoom, as you all know, or may know, I don't know. We were doing Zoom, and we were trying to do Zoom during our meetings. We've had some complications. So now we are just recording our meetings, okay, that can be played back later. You can view those in about a week after Carolyn puts that together. Thank you, Carolyn. Give her a hand. Now, if you are not interested in being a photo of you or recorded, please make sure you don't stand in front of the camera. Go to the back. Mention it to the photographer. We will do our best not to publish your picture if that's your wishes. Okay. Anyway, I see a lot of new people, and I'm so happy you're here because the more women, men, everyone who comes, we will have a greater guild, and we'll have more inspiring, I'm just loving meeting all the people and learning about what you do, and I think this is a way that we can become a strong force and last forever. Now, we have a winner. Would Carol Munschauer come forward? Okay. This year, what we've been trying to do is promote you bringing in a friend. You could bring in a friend in September, and you could bring in a friend in January, and you would win this $25 voucher.
So I want to thank Janine Raymond is here someplace.
I'm here.
There you are. And Penny Lacey, because they were friends that came last month and they both joined. So
Yay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyway, you can still do that. We still have a few months, okay, for you to win this $25 voucher toward classes within a year. And then, if you joined, you should have received this, which would bring you $10 off your membership if you are new. Okay? And if you have any questions about that, you can see me or any number of the board members. This also kind of explains it. Okay? And you can get that up front by Beverly. Okay. Let's have our minutes.
Everybody would send you out.
Okay. It's all good? Do we need to vote on those?
We don't need to vote on the minutes for this meeting. We do not need to vote on. They can just be sent out in the newsletter.
Okay.
Board minutes have to be voted on.
Okay. And then Renee, our CFO.
All right, this last month we had an income of $808, and our expenses were $1,249.63. So our ending balance with all of the accounts is $54,622.93.
Thank you. Okay, and Laura.
That's okay.
Laura,
Can I just report from here? Or from our...
you can come up. And then after Laura, we'll have Pam Chavez. There we go. Laura, I'm gonna make sure you have, no, she's here. Okay, if you want to.
Okay, yeah, I do. Okay, so, first of all, not upcoming programs, programs that happened in the past. Put on your Wayback Machine. These items were left at the previous fashion show. If you recognize them, or if you donated them to use at the 2020 fashion show, please come and claim them today. We'll put them in a bag in the podium. Does that look like yours? There it is. Okay. For program today, we have a full class. Yes, I know we're excited, and it is going to be fabulous. You're going to be jelly that you didn't sign up. You'll get a little snippet here. Upcoming programs is Kat Austin, and Kat is here somewhere, I heard, that she's gonna show her things, so she's gonna work her way up.
Oh, okay.
Take a moment, no, you can start working up.
Okay.
And then in, that's for March. In April, we have Mel Beach. Saturday class can be taken separately, Sunday class can be taken separately, or you can take them together and you get a price discount. Saturday is painting on fabric. She mostly is a quilter, but you could paint on a garment. Free motion quilting is Sunday. Benefit of taking that class is that she teaches you how to free motion on your machine. It is not at a store that only sells the Singer, or only sells the Bernina and teaches you how to do it on the top end Bernina that you don't own. Because I have a Bernina, I'll diss them on that. So she'll teach you how to free motion on whatever machine you have. And you can free motion garments because there is a garment in the collection today that you're going, oh, I could do that with free motion. So you need to talk to Carol Muncher. I think that class is mostly full. Carol, we're full for next month too, right?
For camp class, we have 3 openings.
Oh, today? Okay, we had some cancellations,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, 3 openings. And in April, we have 4 openings on Saturday,
That's Mel Beach painting,
right? And on Sunday, I'm taking a waiting list.
waiting list for free motion.
Yeah,
Okay, and Kat, next month is free?
3, right.
Kat, would you come up and
I-
talk, just
Can I
talk from
just
there?
sit right here?
Yes, you can, cause you're,
Okay.
I know.
Hi, I'm gonna be your host for the collage workshop next month. It's one day. It's the Saturday. We're not doing 2 days. I hope we fill those 3 spaces up. That would be great to have a full house.
No, you have full house, it's 3 spaces in April.
No, 3.
She got 3 now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 for me. 3 for me. So what I brought was just the example of the project. Now, I just want to clarify, if you're signed up, you're not making this exact piece, because you're going to be bringing some of your own materials, blending them with some of my materials. It's going to be very personalized, and I'm going to guide you through it. And it's going to be a lot of fun. You'll have a kit that you'll need to purchase and all kinds of goodies. And so I'm going to just pass around one on each side so you guys can get an idea. And you can touch them. They're all sealed off. So no damage there. And I hope we fill that class up. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Kat. Okay, Pam, for our program elect. Here she comes. It's gonna be fun. Then Carol, do you mind coming up here and after her? Okay.
So the last board meeting, the board passed and accepted the slate of teachers for next year, and teachers / lecturers, and I can just quickly go through them. So Natasha is going to be doing silk painting. She's going to be giving both a lecture and a 2-day class. Kathleen Maddox is going to be doing both a lecture and a class on junk assemblage. We're going to be making either studio angels or studio witches. Whichever direction you lean, no judging.
Collage, you said?
It's not a collage, it's a junk assemblage. So she's going to be bringing, she says she has all of her own, it's like recycled stuff, you know, all just, but this and that, and ends and bits and pieces, and she's, I imagine, I'm not sure, but I imagine we're just gluing it together. I don't know. We'll see. It'll be a surprise for all of us. In November, we have the president of Social Justice Sewing Academy in Oakland. They're coming and they're going to be giving us a lecture on their current projects and process and what they do for the community. They're an organization that makes quilts and other sewn items for victims in their community of violence. So they have like memorial quilts and just comfort quilts and those type of things. And she's going to show us what they do and tell us all about that. And that afternoon, that afternoon is undecided right now. So we're either going to do something to help them in their program or something else. I'm not sure. That hasn't been settled yet because they haven't gotten back to me. So January's me. I'm going to be giving a class and a lecture on altered books, and which should be really fun because I just love altered books, so I think it's fun. But but anyway, I have just finished a couple of them, and I brought them as samples for show and tell. So you'll be able to see them today. If you're curious or interested, you can take a look and see if you might want to, play with that. February, Kate, I think she's lost her voice, haven't you?
No, it's almost back.
Oh, it's back. Okay. All right. She's going to be giving a lecture and a 2-day class on jewelry, and we're going to be making, I think, wrapped jewelry bracelets, and those are just so beautiful. I just can't wait. And in March, we're having a guest speaker. She's going to be coming in on a Zoom or some other video platform because she, I think since COVID, that's the only way she does lectures right now is through Zoom. So we contacted with her. She's a quilter, and she's going to be, basically it's a trunk show. It's her history and everything that she's made. She has beautiful, colorful quilts. She designs quilt patterns, and just wait till you see her color aesthetic. It's just beautiful. And then after that, in the afternoon, just a one afternoon class, CR Ratting is going to be giving a class on do-it-yourself beaded earrings. So she's going to bring in an assortment of beads that you can choose and pick from, and just make the earrings that you want, and she'll show you how to do that. And then April, our last class, Vera is going to be doing hat making. So I heard that she makes beautiful hats. I've seen some samples that she's done, and so I'm very excited. And she's going to be doing the lecture also, lecture and a 2-day class on hat making. So that should be fun. And May, I've already called up the people at Scarab, and we're going to be doing our sign up at Scarab Gallery again, which I think is exciting because I think that's a beautiful place to see art.
Wonderful.
That's
Thank
it.
you.
Okay,
Thank
thanks.
In April, the stamping class on Saturday has 4 openings. The free motion class right now is full, but I'm very happy to take names on a waiting list. We always seem to lose a few people each month that suddenly find that they can't attend, so thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Debbie? There you are. Bev, you'll be after her, okay? Well, do you want to go? Oh, here she goes. Okay. Sherry, do you have anything to add today? Okay.
Okay, so we've got sign-ups for hospitality for bringing snacks for March and April. Thank you all for bringing snacks today, those of you who did. And I think it'd be good if we had at least 8 or 9, because there's always a couple people maybe that can't come at the last minute. So it's good to have some extras. So please sign up if you're going to be in one of the workshops. You know you're going to be here anyway. So thank you all for signing up.
Thank you, Debbie. Maybe we should clap for the refreshments.
Okay, we have 2 new members today. First is Chris Lloyd.
Stand up.
I think she's Renee's mom, right? So Renee brought her, so she joined. And we welcome back Catherine Pennell.
Yay!
We have two visitors that signed in, but with all this group, there may be more visitors that I wasn't quite aware of. One is Cameron Ross and Piper Ross. They're friends of So that brings us to 88 members, which is
It was hard. Okay, line up over here, ladies. See that right there? You can see.
Line up on this side.
You want it on the, does it matter what side? Oh, come around this way.
I want it to be,
Go around that side.
I want it to be.
Just stay there, just stay there.
I'm just gonna have to make sure. I'll bring it next week. I just want to be up here with everybody's.
Did everybody make the same pattern?
We did, it was a variation.
You have 3 different patterns.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're gonna never like watching that.
She made it, mine isn't even finished, but I want it to be really good. Here, you can see.
Wow.
Okay, so we did the tool tote
So fun.
with Susan Hammond, and it is a commercial pattern. What's interesting about it is it has a wire insert. So when you unzip, it keeps it open. So you can put your tools in. If you have the bigger one, it makes, like, you can put a featherweight in there. And then Janelle
You
made
can
this
even
little.
put fabric that you got at the donation table.
Yeah. We have to make a tote every month to bring the next one. And Janelle made the bitty tote. I don't know what that's called.
So cute.
And then she went home and made a whole nother one by herself. But yeah, so there is, so Sherry, Laura, Janelle, say your names. Pam, tell people to learn our names. Pam.
Carol.
Carol. Leo.
Janet.
Janet. Okay. I mean, that was,
Yeah, it's
all right, thank you. And then, how about we put them on that back table by program so people can paw them because they're paw worthy.
Yeah, and I'll bring mine next month. It just didn't happen.
Oh, it doesn't have to. Okay, so we'll let the rest of the show and tell go on. We'll just go wrap around there and then put them out. Anyone have anything they want to say about theirs?
Well, I would think, if I ever made this again, I wouldn't use upholstery fabric. That was, if it hadn't been for Kate, I wouldn't have handles on this because my machine wouldn't go through it. And she had a real super heavy duty machine, and so she was able to sew on my handles.
But it's beautiful, it's gorgeous.
Okay,
I'm gonna start.
oh, you know what, let me put my bag. I think that back. Okay, so the
I'm
other,
gonna start just, I'm short, so that's
Okay.
why I'm gonna step up here real quick. Hi, Claudia Wahlberg. My mother-in-law, 50-some years ago, was part of the group that started this guild with a bunch of her crazy friends, and I got involved with it when I married her son, like 40 years ago. So this garment has never been worn before because it was a challenge offered up by Laura.
It's the Moreau challenge.
The Moreau challenge, 3 years ago, and so I did it for the fashion show that didn't happen. So you have to imagine it like far away, and knowing that it is just a fashion show item. It's not. I love it.
I'd wear it.
So these are these little sticky things that you get at the dollar store, and they're just the foamy, and you just push them together. Well, they kept falling off. So if you see them littered about, you'll know that that's what it is. And I like to do the same pattern over and over again because you get better at it when you do it. This is the same pattern, which I'll be changing to because I can't sit in this properly. But, you know, they're completely different. So, anyway.
Darling,
Thank you.
do you mind stepping in the
was the
light
pattern,
so she gets a
Claudia?
good picture of that?
Claudia, is that a Marcy Tilden pattern?
It is, yes.
Yeah, I read.
Where do you?
Come right here
Come
so
up
she
front.
can get good light from you, or on your project center.
We're staring at that light, yeah, we can't see it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're trying to keep it. There we go. Awesome.
That is
Just
fun.
Thank you.
Great.
Okay, come on up, Robert. Let me just show this. Okay, this
one on.
is super rinky dinky. Okay, but I'm just going to show you these really quick because Laura told me I needed to bring it. But these were stark white, as you can see, like from the insole. And I just had, I don't know, I just wanted to dye them because I didn't like wearing white, so white. And so I put them in Rit dye, and they just sit there, and you stir it for 30 minutes to an hour at about 200 degrees. And this is the lovely color. They call it frost gray, but I think it was supposed to be that gray, but it never really picked up that gray. So they're blue. They kind of match my bag. Yeah. Okay, I'm done.
I'm new, so I'm scared to death to be up here. I'm Barbara, with the hearts in it. I took the Trudy Perry weaving class, and I finally finished it. So.
So I'm Vicki, and several years ago there was a class that wasn't held at the law place. It was held at the bead artistry.
Oh, yeah.
And it took me forever, but I finally finished it. My necklace.
Remember, if you don't mind, you can put your show and tell items there because at the break, people like to look at your stuff.
We're gonna be taking pictures, so I'll need to keep with your items.
Hi, I'm Valerie Gunner. I lost my name tag, so I'm sorry about that. I'm like Kate. I like to make bags, and it's been a while. So I made this bag out of vinyl. Wow. And I have the pattern here. It's a carry-all, so I enjoy doing that. And then I also did another bag. This is clothesline, so it's lined, but you wrap your fabric and then you zigzag it together. And the button here is actually a clip-on earring that my mother-in-law has. She has a lot of costume jewelry, and so I'm trying to reincorporate it into the items I'm making. So, and that's it. Awesome.
I'm Andra Christensen, and I'm in love with surface design. And if you're kind of toying with should you take that printing on fabric class and you don't want to wear wild stuff all over, this is just a plain little quilted black jacket we made back in the day, but the lining is stamped. So, I mean, you can have little peaky things, you know, you don't have to have it all over like some of us crazy people. This was hand-painted silk, but this is what I wanted to show you. This is a bog coat that I painted, and a friend helped me stitch it up. It's silk rayon velvet, and it's very hard to sew on, just very hard, but I do love how the printing and the painting turned out. Yeah. So I want to make more of this stuff, but I just can't stitch it.
Did you make it first and then paint it, or did you?
I painted it first. I painted the fabric, and I picked out bog coat pattern, which may not be the best way to put this stuff because it's just, I have 3 other garments waiting to be stitched up, and I can't cope. They're just over there. Thank you.
So I'm Gail Lancaster, and one of these days I'll bring something new, but I keep pulling things out of my closet that I haven't worn in a really long time and repairing them. This is all hand-dyed.
Nice.
You notice the stripes are hand-dyed. The one mistake I made when I wove this is I put some strips of chenille. Well, the problem was the chenille has wormed. So it made it, I've been having to work on repairing it. The one thing that's fun about this, and I'll put it on a table, is you'll notice there's beads all through it. And what I did is I put beads on some sewing thread, and I took another thread, a couple other threads on my wheel, and I plied them together, spun them together, and they would flick beads up periodically. So, and then I surface designed them on this. The other thing that's on here that's kind of fun is I did some double stitching, double needle work on the surface as well. You can see there's spots where you do the double needle work, but I'm trying to inspire myself to carve that time out to get back to my loom, so thank you. Hi, I'm Debbie Rookstool, and there's a story. This isn't just a bag. This is to get my husband's crap out of my purse. Because when we go traveling, his cell phone goes in here, his iPad goes inside, you can look at him in there, and then there's also places for the extra cords, his golf watch that needs a charger, all that stuff, and then I'm not responsible for whether that stuff gets home. And it worked so well that I made an adaptation for my mom, and then I made one for myself. So mine actually carries a laptop, an iPad, cords, and so just a little bit of difference. And the pattern is, I made this up completely, but then by the time I got to this one, because it doesn't lay flat, that was my objection, I used the by Annie running with scissors pattern and just made the size fit for what I needed. So anyway, thank you. Oh, thank you.
Right here? I'm Carolyn. I drove in from Berkeley, so I don't get to be here very often. But I've been thinking about Tina Given's patterns because of our speaker today. This is actually a mended one, my nightgown. This is a vintage little piece that was embroidered that says night dress, so it already suggested itself.
And you bought this from Piper.
I bought this from Piper, yes.
Yeah, full circle.
And then, let me show this stripe again.
They love each other.
This is another Tina Givens. It's called the Harper Jumper. I'm gonna wear it tomorrow because I'm in the workshop. Then, oh yeah, I'm wearing Tina Givens as well.
Which one is that?
This is called Figgy. This one is not probably my most successful project, but I want to show it to you anyway because it's meaningful to me. I started with the idea of making, as Pamela did, a copy of a Magnolia Pearl raw edge applique. Right. But I also promised myself you cannot buy anything new. You have to just use what you have. So I don't have that many florals apparently in my stash. So
We'll fix that.
once I got going, then it kind of took on its own life, and it became more of a contemplative piece, kind of a meditation on how it felt to be pre-adolescent, Japanese and American. You know, I felt American, you know, in every way. You know, I loved Ricky Nelson. Yeah. God, he was so handsome, you know. We didn't care if he couldn't sing. Yeah. You know. And I wanted, you know, I wish we'd had a princess telephone, right? So then I was thinking about Ricky's song, which would be very un-PC now, Traveling Man, where he says he has all these girlfriends all around the world. And I just was waiting for him to say the girl in Japan, but he never said that. No, he said the China doll. That wasn't me. He said the Polynesian baby. And my dad was from Hawaii, but I didn't identify with Polynesian baby. But there's a line in there where he says, if you're ever in Alaska, stop and see my cute little Eskimo. So I thought, that's pretty close. So I had this Eskimo, believe it or not, in my stash. So here's my Eskimo, here's me, where I shortened her legs on this paper doll. And then throughout, there's like Japanese motifs, like this Japanese rice bag.
There's some food over
Some
here in the bottom
pieces
behind you.
of
What's underneath? Yeah, there's some sushi.
Sushi, little dolls, and of course the highlight is Ricky. That's all.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay, so I started with that tote bag, and well, let me just, I sort of went crazy. Okay, first of all, I want to say thank you for the Guild's grant. I used it to take a wool applique class in Los Banos. It took me from May to just last month to get it this far. I still have to quilt it, but it's a ton of stitching. So if you look on the back, you can see all the different threads. Wow. So there was a lot. So thank you for that. And after I made my tool tote, I decided I need something to keep all my wool applique things in. So I made this quilted bag. It's a place for everything by Annie.
You made that last month. Nice job.
Yeah, I did start quilting it just before our tool tote, but I don't know, some months I'm like really productive and others not so much. But so then it has all these pages where you can have your threads and all your gewgaws, and it has a Velcro thing so you can take the pages out. It's just like, it kind of went insane. But that's okay. I still had foam left. So then I went, well, heck, I have foam and plastic. So I quilted up these project bags to keep things in. And I find that's pretty helpful. Like if you have a project with certain threads or buttons, if you do it in here, then you go, where's that purple project bag that goes together? So instead of having so many plastic bags, it's more reusable. And then I still had some quilted fabric. So I had made these for my grandkids, but they're so cute. They hook on and you could keep your little earbuds or your little anything small is like, ooh, love it. So then I still have more foam. So I made a serger cover. So I can, and I reach my hand in and take my serger to class, and the tray always falls off, so there's a pocket for that. And then I saw this, and of course it was super silly. It is to carry your mug to class so you don't use a paper cup. It opens up, your cup goes in here so it's all padded. You have what we call a mug rug. So you put your mug and your cookie here, and there's a little pocket for your tea bags. I won't tell you that I messed up on this, so this probably took a day and a half to sew this silly thing, but oh, it's so fun. Now, I think the best thing.
Question?
Yeah.
Is that a commercial pattern or did
There
you
is a
pick it
commercial
up?
pattern, but there's a couple gals online that I got it from. But I would recommend that you really check the measurements, because I had to make a second bag because it fit a regular coffee mug, but I had a bigger coffee mug and it wouldn't fit. So that second one's now my little trash bag when I go to classes. Okay, so this menswear jacket, Ralph Lauren, $3.99 ultra suede coat, became, yes, I have more foam in here, the Trudy Perry pin weaving purse.
Yes.
So it's a little backpack, but I made it all from that menswear coat, except, and to save it, here is the menswear pocket from in front. So you never know how things will come out. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, somebody said they wanted this. What? No.
Do you sleep?
I do. But you know what? Here's the thing. I had a week where I had 0 obligations except for one day of teaching. And so I found like, I can really work on this. I can work on this. And so I had a week and a half of really being able to sew without a lot of interruptions. Now, other weeks, like this past week, from Sunday on, I had something every day. I hardly got anything. So I don't know. It's just, sometimes you get that bug and you're so motivated. I'm like, what's next? What's next? So there you go.
Cool. Those are great, Lori.
Thank you.
Your little guys.
Oh, my little babies. No, not the babies.
Good morning. I'm Susan, and some of you know from the past, I do print dyeing on fabric. Oh. So this was some I did during the pandemic last year. Wow. And this is an amaryllis flower, and mine tend to bloom in April, sometimes in May. And that particular one is white with red on the edge. So that's how I got the different colors. I was amazed at how it came out. Yeah. And then other leaves on here are eucalyptus, rose leaves. So that was one circle. This is grape leaf.
Oh.
Eucalyptus. Eucalyptus sometimes comes out yellow and sometimes comes out orange. On the next one, you'll see the orange and the amaryllis again.
What mordant did you use?
Then the third one, I actually did, it was similar to the first two, but I didn't like it. Oh, question.
Oh, what's the question?
What mordant did she use?
Mordant?
M-O-R-D-A-N-T.
Alum.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for asking. Someone knows what I'm doing. when I did this one, I didn't like how it came out, so I decided to do it again. So I just did it this past week. And at Christmas time, I bought a full red amaryllis. So you can see the red obviously comes out purple. And then I went to Trader Joe's and got the eucalyptus. So here, and here, it didn't come out quite as dark as I had hoped. This is very dark. I was hoping most of it would be. So eucalyptus is green, but it does come out orange and sometimes yellow. And then if you look up, I'll have it in the back, you can look at it more closely. You can see some of these leaves over here. That's a different kind of eucalyptus, and it came out orange. And I look around Fresno where they have trees, and if they break off and fall on the ground, I'll stop and pick up the leaves. So that's how I get them. Thank you.
I'm Catherine Miller, and I just finished 2 quilts, one for a boy and one for a girl, and this one is obviously the one for the girl. And then next month I'll share the one for the boy. And I had a lot of fun, picking out materials. And I love this one with the orange with the blue flowers, because that is called kettle cloth. And I made like a maternity dress in the 70s, and I still had some material left over. Now what I really like doing is back art. Because you can do whatever you want to. Wait a minute, that's all right. You can pick, you can move that around just a little bit.
Which side?
Well, excuse me, I didn't mean, I just talk with my hands. Like this, like this, no, like this.
Hold it so we see the back.
Now hold it.
The other direction.
Oh, this, see, this is what I mean. You can do whatever you want to with your back art. And so anyway, a lady named Dawn did quilt quilt it for me. And if you look closely on the front side later, you'll see that she quilted, you know, flowers. So anyway, so next month I'll share the one for the little boy, because I'm gonna have a great grandchild in May. Now, I don't know if I should share this or not, because I'm trying to challenge myself to learn something new, and I'm experimenting, and maybe you'll say, oh God, why are you sharing this? But I'm gonna just share a little bit of it. But I'm trying to do this project.
Yes.
From September, you had the teacher that was here, and anyway, I'm trying to learn to do different Samsol stitches. There's 4 different ones. So anyway, I'm just in the process of doing this. Now, that's it. And then this vest I'm wearing came, I think I made this in '99 when I was program chairman, and we had some lady here named Crystal who came and showed us how to, you know, applique. So that's it.
Catherine, turn around so we can see the back of your vest.
Oh gosh, that's a note. All right.
Great.
Nice.
Yeah, I need some quilt holders.
I'm a tall quilt holder.
Oh, that's good.
Yay, Shirley.
It's my life.
Show the back of that fabric.
Oh,
wow. Flannel. That one's flannel. Oh, it is? Yeah. Well, the back is flannel, the front is not.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, one to the front.
Oh, my gosh. When I was in England, I spent 6 months in England last year with my daughter. She lives there. When I was in England, I decided I wanted to make a Christmas quilt. My daughter has like several Christmas quilts, and I don't have one, and I was very jealous. So I really wanted one. So I picked this pattern. This is Christmas Stroll by Thimble Blossom. Christmas Stroll by Thimble Blossom. And so I sewed this up over, you know, several months. I'm not a fast sewer, but I was determined to get this done and get it quilted because we have a long arm there, which I don't have here. So I wanted to get it long armed and done. So, okay, that's one. Unless you think I'm an overachiever, I'm not. Last year was my year of finishing UFOs, so that's what most of these were. This is one that I brought to England because I wanted to get quilted. This was done with a panel. Oh, that's the back.
Once again, we're showing the back first.
It's pretty though.
Right side up. This one? No, wait.
Is it upside down?
Oh, here.
Oh, there it is.
The
Okay.
unicorns. Yeah,
There we go.
unicorn. There we go.
Oh, wow.
So this one is done with a panel, Celestial Journey panel from 3 Wishes Fabric. And obviously, so I just bought the panel, and then I didn't have any type of pattern, so I did the math and figured out what was gonna fit, and then I just cut it out and sewed it together.
You have to be smart to do that.
No, just crazy. And this one is an Elizabeth Hartman pattern. And I was working on this probably for over 5 years. But that's because this ended up being in England when I was in the US, and then we shut down for COVID. So, you know, over 2 years of that time it was just sitting.
Well, Elizabeth Hartman has little 3/4 inch cuts.
Oh, Elizabeth Hartman is and I love the woman dearly. I love all of her patterns. I love all of her fabric. I will never make one again. Okay. That's not her fabric. It just matched.
Look at this. I want this one.
So cute.
Oh. Look at that.
And this is Essex linen, which is a cotton linen blend. It is so hard to sew with. It just like it unravels before your eyes just looking at it. And I was so glad when I finally got the last piece. I was so thrilled when it was just done.
Oh, it's
so
Such a great color background.
Wow.
No, the beads are all pieced. All of Elizabeth Hartman patterns are all pieced.
So like even the little antenna are pieced.
Yeah, little pieces, and then you have little pieces of, Kona cottons, and then little pieces of her fabrics, which are cotton, and then the little pieces of Essex were just, they're laying there and they're unraveling, so it was challenging. And then I've been working on my altered books because I needed some samples to show you guys for the class I'm going to be giving. And you can see in here that these are made with scrap papers and all kinds of different techniques to do the backgrounds, like colors and paints and fabric and paper and pockets. There's lots of pockets, things that go in the pockets.
Yeah. Can
Yes.
you use vintage patterns in there too?
Yes. Yes.
Good job,
Yeah.
There's I love this kind of stuff. So this is tissue paper. This you put down a layer of people use Mod Podge. I use acrylic medium. Put down a layer of a medium. You lay this on. You kind of smoosh it down, and it just really makes a nice background. But this was so pretty, I decided I didn't want to put anything on top of it. And it was at the end of the book, so I just loved it. But yes, the vintage, I've seen that done a lot. You use those vintage patterns, and you get the interesting lines and symbols and letters, and it looks really cool on here. Do a little bit of layering. Cut out one of the vintage ladies, put that on top. It really makes a nice page. So there's one. I used Alice in the front, and this one actually closes fairly nicely. You'll see this one does not. This one is never going to close. It just is not. And the main reason for that is because I created a little niche in the back here, and because of the way all these pages have been glued together, it just is keeping it from closing.
Fun.
So I really like this because as opposed to sewing, where you have to really make sure the pieces are exactly right, and you have to cut in straight lines and sew those seams at just a scant 1/4 inch, and you have to be pretty exact with your math and all that. I can sit down and not really have to think a lot, but just create. Just lay down color and lay down pencil and try new techniques, and cut pictures out of magazines, and just do all kinds of fun stuff. And then you make pockets, and you make little things to put into the pockets, and it's just so freeing and so precious, and I just love this. So this is the type of thing I want to share with you guys next year.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Roughly, if you were gonna give yourself a chunk of time, what would you say hour-wise you putting into this?
Depends how fast you work.
Well, true, but you and your experience.
I pretty much finished this January. A month.
Yeah.
But that was working pretty steadily on it. If you do
You
an
have to allow
evenings.
drawing time between pages.
Yeah, I mean, a page a day then.
Yeah, you do need the drying time.
Yeah.
But if you do the hair dryer thing, or the other heat tool, then it goes a little faster.
So it would be something you could do, a page a day. So, it might take you a year to make one if you,
And it did.
Thank
Both
you.
these books I started were like this is early bookmaking, right? And then I did a few pages, and then I stopped and put it away. And then this is more advanced. This is what I've been doing recently. So
that's cool. It's a snapshot
and then I
of
did
your
the niche.
progression.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's all. Thank you, everyone, for sharing. Oh, yes.
Can I just add something? I already show and tell that just 367 hardbound books that I'm trying to find if somebody wants to upcycle any parts, tossing it and recycle. I'm building something for a fundraiser. So, and I need the spines to build.
Oh, so you just have blank pages.
That's easy to transport. So if any of you ladies need book pages,
Okay. Anyway, thank you all for being here. I love how we are connecting. Oh, Beth has something. Oh, who is it? Are we at 89? Are we at 89? 89. Oh, we're growing. Okay, so it is 10 o'clock. Laura, I think we're good. We can take a break till how long do you want?
10:15.
Till 10:15. Okay.
And then 10:15, we'll come back to sit down and have our lecture. And at the end of the lecture, I'll ask people how they can help us set up for the afternoon.
Are we not starting at 10:30? I thought it would be 10:30 that
Well, that's kind of a long break.
Okay.
Okay, all right, 10:20. 10:20, I'll give you 5.
10:20, okay?
All right.
All right, we'll see you back then.